Hi there, this is Gino, Princeton, British Columbia. Just a short walk from the KVR tunnel outside of town on the Tulameen River. So, this is going to be the second video in a series of videos that I do plan on putting out, pleading to our provincial government to bring sane and legitimate regulations and laws into small-scale and non-regulated mining. Our trade has been villainized for about 2 decades now, been made out to be a environmental destructor type trade that doesn't give any economic return to the province, and I'm out to prove that this is a complete falsity. The environmental movement has made several very grandiose claims in regards to small-scale placer mining as to the effects that we have on the environment. These claims from the various environmental organizations out there have said things that have resulted in regulations that basically do not allow us to, say, dig the gravel on that little bar over there, or the one that you see in the distance. But as you can see, we're only at the very beginning of flood stage here on the Tulameen River. This river will rise several feet more, as is evidenced by the driftwood over there that you can see sitting up against the bank. We got about another up to 5-6 feet of water to go before this river is going to be at full flood. Now, I'm just going to walk over here to where the water kind of bends around one of the pylons here on the Kettle Valley Bridge, and take a look at that white water down there. This river, in about 3 months, is going to be ankle deep, and you'll be able to cross it without any effort. These gravel bars will be high and dry with a few small willows growing in them that barely hold them together. These gravel bars shift from year to year, for the exception of the ones that have a large tree like that growing there. But as prospectors, we know not to dig in the roots of a large tree like that. And anyway, it's a lot of hard work, and it doesn't make any sense for us to do that. We're after these compacted gravels that these gravel bars expose us to. We want to get down below the water level to the bedrock and the hard pan so that we can find gold. The effluent that we set out from our sluice boxes has a little bit of silt in it, which generally the slick might run about 20 to 30 feet from the sluice if it's being run properly. And if you take a look, as I said, this is a river that is normally ankle deep. Every rock on the bottom of this river is being shifted right now. The water is spring quality. You could bottle this water and put it on a store shelf right away in the summertime because the siltation is zero, the water runs perfectly clear. It is the actual water supply for the town of Princeton, BC. Now, take a look at that water. Does that look clear to you? If siltation kills fish, I'm going to ask our provincial government and our Chief Gold Commissioner, Mark Mesmer, one more time. If siltation kills fish, why are not all fish going extinct every spring runoff when our streams turn from little tiny mountain meadow brooks into these raging rivers that are over 200 feet across in some areas? The force of Mother Nature is unstoppable. And trying to compare a man with an 1.5 inch wide pipe sucking water out of the river and dumping 1,000 gallons, say, an hour back into the river of the same water that he took out, with the same gravels and siltation that he sucked out of the river back into the river, but minus the heavy metals including mercury, lead, arsenic, gold, platinum, and silver, the metals that we're after and the non-metals that we're not really after, but they come par for the course, and we do clean these rivers. When we're done, if dredging is allowed and we have an education system installed within British Columbia, very similar to our core hunting system, where we can teach proper mining ethics, proper dredging techniques. We could have an association very similar to our fishing steelhead societies. You know, these groups are very well respected, and yet these people pull thousands, if not millions, of fish out of our rivers every year. And here we are banning these small-scale prospectors who want to earn a living for their families and, you know, live a life out in the outdoors, clean living. Now, I would understand if there was actual scientific evidence, hardcore, non-biased scientific evidence that proved that dredging damages rivers on any scale that has any effect on the long-term health of that river. But the fact of the matter is that science does not exist, people. So you need to write your government officials. If you're in the States, write your governor, write your state. Make videos like this one. Prove to them that this is all a bunch of BS what's being put out there to the public, and we need to form a lobby so that we can inform the public. Start an organization, get donations, advertise in your papers and in the print media and TV. We need to bind together, folks, because if we don't, our way of life is going to be over in another generation or so. The misinformation out there is absolutely ridiculous. I want you to take a look at this river here. This river is at least 100 times the size that it normally is for flow right now. Please tell me again that a 1 inch to 6 inch wide nozzle on a dredge is going to cause enough siltation in this river to damage our fish stocks. The fact of the matter is fishing kills fish. Miners save fish. We clean stream beds, we take heavy metals out, and we do good for the environment. And it's about time the government recognized us for what we really are instead of the rhetoric that our environmental groups out there are placing out there on us. This is Gino from Princeton, British Columbia, signing out. I hope you like my videos. It's about time we stood up for ourselves, folks. Mining is a tradition, it's a way of life, it's a clean way of living, it's a great way to take your family out and have a good time doing something healthy that is not intrusive to the environment. And it also is a great way to teach your kids to have a good life and to you know, get their faces off those iPhones and all that stuff. You want the health of this province, start promoting healthy activities like gold prospecting on the small scale. The amount of economic benefits it could bring to our province, including tourism to our small towns, you know, north, you know, in the north there along the gold rush routes, would be absolutely incredible. You know, all we need to do is take a look at what's going on in California, Nevada, and Arizona. The towns over there have embraced their gold rush history, and the tourism is incredible. It actually supports economies. So, enough of this BS. Let's get down to the real science. Let's hire some geologists, some scientists on our own if we have to raise a fund, and put some actual media advertising out there showing the true nature of what small-scale gold prospecting is all about. Take care, all of you. There's more to come. Gino out.